So it's been a hot minute since I have seen what Overwatch has to offer in terms of new skins, and I came across the Mobster Ashe skin, and it's something, I tell you. And it was one of those skins that, again, you have to kind of break down in pieces to be able to understand why it's so horrible. So we're gonna do that. Hat's fine. You know, I like the Rose is kind of like in an odd place in conjunction with like the little flip she's got going on with the hat, but you know, it's like whatever. And then we get to the next Rose, which is on the strap of what is collectively, I want to say these are overalls, like fashion overalls, but we'll get to the overalls, trust me. But first, yeah, so we have our Rose on the strap. That seems to be like a theme of fashion so far already. So it's like, fine. I get the idea that they're going for a sort of futuristic spin on old fashion. I know that's kind of what Overwatch is, but it just does not work for me here. So the biggest problem are these overalls, which are of a cut that I've never seen in the wild before, except in men's waistcoats. For some reason, these overalls cut like right underneath those boobs, and it is so awkward because even on, say, dirndl type outfits where you do have a sort of corset style top with a little bit more breast showing, you will have a flattering top that kind of matches that. So dirndls will have the sort of fluffy blouse, and really the waistcoat is up much higher. It usually goes up like halfway through the breast area, and that's simply because it's just this, the result is this if you don't do that, and it is very awkward. You don't see this kind of fashion. If you're wearing overalls, they tend to go over top of the breast. These stripes are what I'm assuming, because of the name Mobster, supposed to be more of a pinstripe, but they're a little bit wider than that. And I'm not saying that like the stripes themselves are not flattering, because it's a video game character and they make them look flattering no matter what the design. And then we have a tailcoat, which is not cut like a normal tailcoat. It's kind of asymmetrical, but there's no kind of slit up the middle for where you would separate the two tails, so that way when you're walking, they split. I don't understand that. Like, it just doesn't look right. It's not even, yeah, it's very odd. The other thing that bothers me about this outfit is the holster, which is both in a very wrong place and also very costumey and like very ugly looking. And the reason why that is because her holster is super high on her leg. Normally you want a holster kind of a bit mid-thigh. I know the proportions of these Overwatch characters are exaggerated, but it's a mixture of that and the fact that it's so bulky. So we have the original sort of like embroidered part here, and then we have this like other element patch that is then connected with these two futuristic seatbelts, and it doesn't work. It looks so bulky, and you can see what it looks like on the classic skin and how much more minimal it is, and how much more how better it looks on Ashe. But for some reason on this Mobster skin, it's way more prominent. And really there are sort of three styles at odds here. So we have the sort of like Western woman look with, you know, the hat, the roses, and then we have gangster. So I guess that's the pinstripes, or they're not even pinstripes, they're the stripes, the pants, except these are overalls. And then really a more modern button-up shirt. And the buttons are all the way up, which again is like, even men's men's waistcoats that look like this are normally worn with at least a button down. So it's just bananas. Not to mention all the futuristic elements. It's, oh man, yeah, that's all I got on this one.